Welcome back, everybody, to Ice Dogs This Week. Remember, you can find us on Twitter at IceDogsThisWeek, on Facebook, facebook.com/IceDogsThisWeek, or our website, www.IceDogsThisWeek.com. Now in studio, Ice Dogs rookie, second-round pick, Billy Constantinou. Billy, first things first, just thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, your family likes to watch the games, I assume, have the action pack back home.
Yep.
Do they have a tally going of how many different ways your last name is pronounced across the league?
No. It's kind of just something I've got used to over the years and they've got used to, so.
It's one of those things. I know it's hard for a lot of players, a lot of the import players especially. They go to a different market and it's just, a name on a piece of paper to a play-by-play guy, right? So that's one of the many challenges of entering the OHL.
Yeah, exactly.
So in doing our, well, I guess we'll call it massive research for this interview, we discovered that your favorite food, or perhaps least favorite food, is mushrooms.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that? What do you have against the little fungus?
I'm just not a fan of the texture when you eat it. I don't know. Don't really.
There's no story behind it. It's just a straight hate. Just a straight hate.
Not a fan of them.
All right, so let's get to hockey a little bit. So, one of the things me and Matt do is, we always talk to other players. How was your summer? How was this? And we talk to some of the older guys. And because bluntly, we don't know much about Philip Tomasino, Billy Constantinou, Ian Martin, because we're not at midget games. We're not scouting midget games. But one of the things we heard was Billy skates a lot, like a lot. So explain to people, how often are you on the ice?
Pretty often, probably.
Like in the summer, what would you say your average day is like?
3.5, 4 hours on the ice, hour and a half in the gym, I guess. So.
Straight time though, or?
Not straight time, it's broken up in between.
So you'll go in the morning, skate for an hour, go to the gym, eat some lunch, skate for a bit in the afternoon.
Maybe go play some shinny after, or a pickup game, something like that.
And so for you, is that a thing you've always done since you were a kid, or is that a thing that you just love hockey so much that you want to go back on the ice, or is it I want to get better and play better, so it's training for you? Like, where does that fit for you?
It's just something I love to do. Usually, it's my favorite thing to do. So whenever I can get on the ice, I'd love to go do it. So.
That said, then, has it been a bit of a, I don't want to say struggle's not the right word, but you haven't gotten a lot of ice in the OHL. Just because you're a 16-year-old defenseman, so not many get a lot of ice in the OHL, but someone who loves being on the ice, has it been hard for you?
A little bit, but it's just something you got to go through as a 16-year-old to play in this league, I guess, and survive, so just got to deal with it, I guess, so.
You mentioned survive, and that's something that Billy Burke had mentioned to us about about any rookie defenseman earlier in the year, that when you get in the lineup, because you don't get to play a lot, it's like you're trying to survive on the ice.
Yeah.
How hard has it been, for you as a defenseman, because it's not the easiest position to play as a young guy. How hard has it been for you to actually, play so sporadically? Does it make it a little bit more complicated? Do you try and simplify things as a result? Like, what's your strategy to deal with that?
I just try to simplify things, play my game. You always have to be prepared, whether you're in or you're out. So I try to be prepared every night, even if I'm not in. Still get prepared before the game. So if I do get that call and I'm in the lineup, I have to be prepared to do the best I can to help my team.
Do you think it's maybe a little more challenging because you're an offensive defenseman, right? You like to jump into the play. You like to skate with the puck. Nothing wrong with that. It's fine. But, when you're trying to survive, kind of like Matt said and Coach Burke said, a stay-at-home defenseman it'll be a lot easier, right? The mistakes won't be as glaring, right? I mean, the highlight reels won't be as good either, right? But on both sides of that, right? So do you think maybe it's more challenging for you because of the way you play the game?
Not really. I think all 16-year-olds at the start, they have a little bit of trouble, I guess, in the league, adjusting to the pace and the strength of the guys. So, no, I don't really think it's much of a...
So you said this, the speed, the pace, the strength. How noticeable has it been for you?
Obviously pretty noticeable. Last year I played a few games, OJHL, so Tier 2 junior.
Older guys.
Yeah, older guys. So that was a little bit of an adjustment for me when I played those games, but there's obviously still a big enough gap from Tier 2 to OHL, so it took a little bit of time to adjust to, but I find I'm getting better.
Now, speaking of adjustments, you've also had to adjust to a new school. That's also part of the fun of being a 16-year-old in the league, right? You still have that whole school element of things. How has that adjustment been for you?
Oh, it's been really good. My billets are amazing. The teachers are amazing. Tim Topek, Governor Simcoe, is a great guy. Helps us with everything. He'll go balls to the wall, I guess, with us. So
It's nice to have that support, I guess, right? Is this is for most 16-year-olds anyways, this is the first time away from home, so I'm assuming this is your first time long term.
Away from home.
And so that's got to be a bit of a change too, right? That's one of the things we like to explain to our listeners and watchers and see is you're without your parents for the first time, new house for the first time, new league. So how's that entire adjustment been?
it was a little rough at the start, but as the years got along, it's been a lot better. My billets are amazing. Meg and Rod treat me like their own son. I have 2 roommates, a dog named Bobby and a cat named Thomas, so
There you go.
it's going pretty well.
That said, too, your family is one of those families that I would call visible. When they're at the rink because they're all wearing Billy Constantinou jerseys. And
Even prior to that, you knew at the draft where they were there.
at the draft, you came with a bit of a cohort.
Yeah.
So is it nice, though, for you having them at the rink, having that kind of support from home?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's always nice to have support from your family when you do something you love. It's obviously pretty cool seeing people in the stands with your jersey on, so I love it.
You wear number 68. I'm assuming that's because of Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah.
But you play defense.
Yeah.
So where does the parallel come in there? Like, what draws you to Jagr as a defenseman?
I don't know. I used to be a centerman when I was younger, but my dad moved me back to D when I was 9. But I've always watched them on YouTube, highlight clips, things like that, and I've just always loved them.
Is there something specific about his game that you love?
Pretty much everything. I don't know. He's just super skilled, strong, can't knock him off the puck. Also 44 playing in the NHL still, so.
Are you going to grow a mullet?
There's a limit here. Let's not get crazy.
I used to have long hair when I was younger.
Really?
Like a little bit, yeah.
Oh, we need pictures. If your parents are watching, we want pictures of that. We need that for
trying to get some.
Billy C. Mullet?
Yeah, we'll get that out on Twitter. That's awesome. So now that we just said it in the last right before the commercial break, Zach Shankar has been traded, and good for him. He'll probably see a lot of ice with the Windsor Spitfires, and good luck to Zach and his family. But what this trade does is it does give you more opportunity, and some of the other younger defensemen more opportunity. So I guess what's your expectation for the second half, or what do you plan to do with this potential ice time that could be coming?
Well, I'm just trying to play my game, help my team in any way I can. Basically, just they drafted me for a reason, and they like the way I play, so I'm just trying to fulfill their needs, I guess, and help out the team as much as I can.
Offensive defenseman, we've talked about it earlier. You had plenty of chances earlier in the year when you did get in the lineup to score. You finally got one last weekend. How did it feel to see that puck hit the back of the net?
I felt a little relief, I guess. This deep into the season, kind of feel like, oh my God, it's never going to happen. Then once it does happen, you're like, I just scored my first OHL goal, so it's definitely something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
When's
And it
number 2
wasn't,
coming?
it wasn't a fluke either, right? It wasn't like a shot through the point from the point that the goalie just didn't see. It was you found space. I think they're showing it right here on screen.
Yeah.
You got some space and you used it, right? Like the defenseman just peeled off.
A little toe drag there.
Yeah,
Everything, eh?
that was your centerman. The centerman skills coming back. Did it mean anything more to you to? I don't know. Like, you've had chances before, right? Does it feel like the monkey's off the back or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely feels like the monkey's off the back, and I've always been told that the first one's always the hardest to get, so I finally got the first one, so hopefully there's many more to come.
Do you have a number written down for your expectations for the end of the
2
year?
right now, okay?
Yeah,
Work after 2.
Just get the next one?
Exactly.
All right, Billy, thanks a lot for coming in. Thanks for sharing some of your experience, and we'll probably have you in next year, then the year after that. And
Good news, he's 16. He's got lots of appearances left.
we've got a bunch of opportunities. Thanks a lot for coming in.
For having me.
All right, when we come back, we're going to do some hits and misses and fill you in on all the games coming up this week.